Morning Dish.
He's the hardest working man in show business. His band's music takes you into the midnight hours. And when you wake up, his voice is back on your radio alarm clock. How on earth did this happen?
Well, Jeff saw me taking out the trash at the radio station.
And he won another award.
But this one is better.
I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am.
It's the Morning Dish with the 2019 Radio Personality of the Year winner, Stephen Phillips.
You paying attention to this, Packy?
And Murphy's own Sherry Raines.
Yeah, you must have given horseback passes to the right guy, Stephen.
Well, giddy up.
And Packy Smith's Shetland pony is right alongside.
You guys know these demo tapes don't just edit themselves together, right?
Well, all right.
3 cheers for Stephen Phillips.
Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty, folks, we're back with you. We have got Keith Burns. He is the founding member of the Grammy-nominated ACM AMA award-winning platinum-selling trio Trick Pony. Good morning.
How you doing, SP?
I'm up and going, man. I'm just trying to hold it all together, and you're wide open, man. You were down our way yesterday.
Well, I was down. Actually, I was in where was I at? I was kind of in the Decula area.
Right.
Playing. My grandson was playing football, and they won, and they're going to the championship. The Lanier Bowl is what they call it.
Right.
And so they were all excited. And so and then I shot over to Canton, saw my parents, and then back up to here. Was over in Knoxville the night before that. So hit Knoxville there, Canton, and back here all in about a day and a half.
Man, that's traveling. That's putting the miles underneath you. I guarantee you. Of course, you know a lot.
Well, it is.
Do what?
It is what I do. So
right. Well, you got a lot of stuff going on still. You know, this COVID stuff's put everybody kind of slowed down a little bit, but you've got a lot of stuff going on, and you wrote a lot of songs. Not only the Trick Pony thing you got going on, but you've wrote a lot of different songs for different musicians.
Yeah, I've been very blessed. I've been in Nashville. Since 1990.
Right.
I moved to Nashville early. I was like 4 years old. I played 2 or 3 bars in Atlanta, and we were one night Joe Diffie came in and saw our band.
Right.
And his manager did.
Mm-hmm.
And said, why don't y'all just back up Joe and Keith? You just, you step back, and here in a couple of years, we'll try to get you some type of record deal.
So now you actually, I didn't know that. I didn't know you backed up Joe Diffie. I love Joe Diffie.
And that was a great
loss.
Joe Diffie was a great loss.
Go ahead, Packy.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Sherry. Sorry, I sound like Packy.
Oh, who's it? Who is this?
Sherry.
Our sidekick over here, Sherry.
I was lamenting.
Okay. Hey, Sherry, how you doing?
I'm good. I was just lamenting the loss of Joe Diffie. He was great.
Yeah, Joe was a dear, dear friend of mine. I actually sang at his last wedding, and he had my first really. When I moved to Nashville, my band Heartbreak Highway, Joe just took it over, and I backed up, and I was with Joe for almost 6 years, and about 4.5 years into it, I wrote a song called "Whole Lotta Gone," which was a top 15 for him.
Right.
So he had my first single that kind of opened the door for me to go in and get writing with other big songwriters. And then before Joe passed, his last single, "As Long as There's a Bar," I wrote with Galen Griffin.
Oh wow,
that's a good song.
Yeah, so it was an honor to know Joe, and we were dear friends. And he was the best boss I ever had. He was really cool. He taught me a lot. Taught me a lot about about the road and about how to do business. And so he will be missed big time. That's for sure.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, one of my favorite Joe Diffie songs is "Cold Budweiser and a Sweet Tater." I just love that song.
And a sweet. You know who wrote that? No. I don't know who. I know who co-wrote it. I don't know who the other writers were, but Billy Dean was one of the writers. The singer Billy Dean.
Yeah, I love that song, man. I do.
Who's also a dear friend of mine. Yeah. Billy and I wrote a song on our third Trick Pony record, and Billy Dean, for all the folks listening out there, and then he knows I'm still kind of mad at him because Billy's the only guy I know that talked himself out of the single. We were going to come with this song that Billy and I wrote, "Love Be Still," I think was the name of it. Anyway, it was a ballad, and Heidi said, "We're thinking about coming with this ballad next," and Billy goes, "I wouldn't do that if I were y'all. I'd stay up tempo and then come with it maybe in a couple of songs." So the record label said, "Well, boy, if the songwriter don't feel good about it, let's just go with stay up tempo." And we never did get to release it. So Billy Dean talked me out of a single, so I'm still upset with him.
Oh, we get even with him. We'll go roll his house or something, man. I guarantee you.
Hey, well, I've already done that.
Okay.
So we're good, though.
Sheesh. Yeah, you need to. Well, let me ask you, what you got? You've got some kind of thing that you're actually hosting with the Glenn Campbell Museum. What is that about?
I do. I've got a couple things at Glenn Campbell Museum. It's the Rhinestone stage inside there. If you come up to Nashville, guys, man, you got to come. I'll take y'all down there. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous museum, and they've got the Rhinestone stage,
right?
And they call it the Gem of Broadway, and it's beautiful. And it's called Southern Nights, and the first one is November the 19th, and I think December the 17th. It's every month to start out with. And I'm hosting that show. I've got Sam Tate and Dave Gibson on the first show. And it's just a singer-songwriter show. You can come out, do a meet and greet at 6. The doors open at 6. Here's the coolest thing about this. The guy, it costs $19 to get in and go see the museum and tour it and all that. Well, for a VIP ticket for $40, you can get in, do a VIP ticket, tour it, and still see the show. And so it's a pretty cool deal. So you can get on GlennCampbellMuseum.com or get on Brian Burns' Facebook, BRYEN Burns' Facebook, or Keith Burns' Music Facebook, and see all that. And then the other thing I've got going at Glenn Campbell Museum is the Song Consortium is sponsored. I'm hosting a series called Stories Behind the Songs, where I sit down for about an hour, and it's 4 15-minute segments. And it'll be blasted out on YouTube, and it'll also be, you can find it on Glenn Campbell Museum and Song Consortium. I know I'm throwing a lot out there.
Hey, that's okay, man. I love the stories behind the song. Yeah, I love the stories behind.
I've got a lot going, but it's really cool to listen to these guys. And, I've had Sonny Lemare from Exile and Sam Tate, who wrote Moments, and Dave Gibson, who wrote, just these songwriters that write these big songs, and they go in depth about how they wrote them and when they wrote them and how they, a little history about how they got to Nashville, and because everybody's got a story of how they got to Nashville, but the story behind the song of it, and sometimes the story behind the song is more interesting than the song itself, So it's a cool little series, and I've got that going on, and both of those are you'll be looking for that coming out very soon. So you can find that on, like I said, Glenn Campbell Museum. Right. And if you get to Nashville, all the listeners out there, if you get to Nashville, I'm telling you, Glenn Campbell Museum, you don't want to miss it. It's really cool. It's the corner of 2nd and Broad, but it's just right off, so it's not in the busiest section of the part of Broadway. It's kind of like. And it's very kind of safe, social safe distance and all that for all you folks out there that are practicing that. And so that's
gonna be good.
But I got that going on, and then
you're involved with this new movie too that's coming out with John Snyder. Are you not?
You're doing your homework, aren't you?
I keep up, man. I keep up.
I've got John Snyder, who's a dear friend of mine. I met John back when we were touring with Trick Pony a long time ago. Right. And him and Kid Rock, Bobby, they got on stage with us. We were doing a show out in Inglewood, California. And John had his car, the General Lee, out there. And Kid Rock they both got on stage, and then we went out and partied that night after the show. So I met John and hung out with him, and he was in our Bride video for Trick Pony. So I told him, I said, man, and then he came out and he was so gracious, and he did it for nothing and said, man, and I said, if you ever need me for anything. So he called me up and said, dude, I'd love to have you come down and do Bo's Extravaganza,
Right.
which is down in Holden, Louisiana.
Right.
Now, if you get a chance to come down to Holden, Louisiana for Bo's Extravaganza, it is a Las Vegas action-packed on the edge of your seat, exciting extravaganza of epic proportions, unparalleled in the United States of America, labor-inducing car-jumping show.
I hope you
That was
rehearsed all
practice.
that.
That was practice right
God,
there.
you didn't miss a word.
Did you get that, Sheriff?
I got that.
I got that. She can't
There'll
spell
be
it,
a
but she
test
got
on
it.
this one. But I went down there, and John and Kid Rock was down there last year, and the Bellamy Brothers down there this year. So John said, man, I'm doing a movie. I need songs. So him and I wrote one on there, and then I wrote 2 or 3 more on there. And so I've got about 4 songs on the soundtrack. And the movie's called Stand On It.
Yeah, it's a cool movie.
And it is a remake, I don't want to say a remake. It is a bow or homage. How do you say it? Do you say homage or homage?
I don't know them big words now. You got to stick with the
Okay, I don't either. Okay, let me say this: it's a tip of the hat to Smokey and the Bandit.
Right.
Is what it is. So, and it's really cool. It kind of follows the storyline, and of course, John in the role of Burt Reynolds.
Oh yeah, of course he'd get the good part. So yeah,
Well, he is. Well, he is the star of the show.
yeah.
But I'm in it. I got to play a little brief part in it. And, I don't know if you remember the original movie. I don't want to give it away too much, but when Jerry Reed went to get something to eat and kind of had a little scuffle there, and
Right.
I'm the guy that gets to get in the scuffle. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to start. Let me pull my dates up here, and I'll give you these.
Well, now we know all about Smoking the
by the
Bandit,
way,
man.
Huh?
I said we know all about Smoking the Bandit. Part of that was actually shot here in this area.
Well, yeah, and the Jonesboro, where I grew up area, the Riverdale area too. So Jonesboro, Riverdale,
Yeah.
Mundy's Mill. So,
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to be doing these drive-in things. It starts out in Guin, Alabama. Now,
Right.
I don't know if that's right for all the folks out there listening from Guin, Alabama. If I'm saying that wrong, all I know is it's Guwin, Alabama.
Right.
So you tell me.
Hey, don't ask me, man. I mess everything up, so they're used to it. Don't worry about it. It's good.
Well, but anyway, we're starting this drive-in tour. It's official, and that's on November the 20th. Then we're going to Camden, Tennessee, Tullahoma, Tennessee, Centerville, Tennessee, Sparta, Tennessee, then Norton, Virginia. And, I played a drive-in with we're working with a female team. If that's not enough work,
Right.
we're working with a female duo who just signed with White Mustang Records, Presley and Taylor.
Right.
And they've got a brand new single out. And we did a drive-in stop in, where was that, Bonnie? Up in Georgia, North Georgia. It was a tiny little town.
Right.
Starts with it was a tiny little town that had up there in beautiful part of Georgia. But anyway, the driving, what we do here on this Stand On It, we'll show them. We'll do a show. I'll kick it off, and then Cody McCarver, who co-stars in the movie, he was with Confederate Railroad, and then John, and we do this show right in front of the screen,
Right.
and then we show the movie Stand On It.
Well, Keith, this is so interesting. Would you mind giving people a way to get to follow you, to get in contact, to follow your tour? We're going to be hitting a break here in a minute, a hard break that we can't get away from. But if you would let people know how to get up with you, that'd be great.
Sure, just go to Keith Burns Music, go to Brian Burns Facebook, go to John Snyder Studios. All right, that's the big one to keep up with the movie and to keep up with the drive-in show and the schedule. And then John Snyder Studios, and then also Glenn Campbell Museum. Make sure you go check on that and kick into. But I've got a lot going on.
Well, we'll get you back on, man. We'll get you back on. We got plenty of time.
Definitely.
Hey, listen, I'll call you again tomorrow. Okay.
Thanks, Keith. We appreciate you.
Yeah, y'all check him out.
Hey, God bless you guys, and thank you for everything you're doing, and thank you for for spreading the word out there. I appreciate your help. And to all you listeners out there, God bless each and every one of you. Look forward to seeing y'all out there. And take care of yourselves, and we love you.
All right, man, Keith.
Thanks.
We appreciate it, man. What a great guy. Folks, don't forget you can listen online anywhere in the world at WJULradio.com. That is WJULradio.com. Or you can listen live at Lake 97.7 WJUL. And don't forget, we're going to be uploading this to the YouTube channel and our Facebook page. So just go to the Morning Dish. You can listen to the show again and give us a like and give us a share. We appreciate it.